Do you love football? I do. You might not agree with me, but a ton of people do. It's pretty much America's sport right now, and it's past baseball, and we love it. It's part of our nation, what we are, brings people together. But while it's fun, it comes with risks like any good thing, and the with all the injury concerns for the sport, we wonder sometimes, is it worth it? Should we risk concussions or muscle tears that could change our life forever? Some people think that we should ban football because of these things, and maybe we should, so we're going to take a look. Back in 2023, there was an incident that happened in the NFL regarding a player on the Buffalo Bills named Damar Hamlin. And, as most of you know, he suffered a hit to the chest, which caused his heart to stop, and he almost died from it. That was a huge thing that caused these conversations to start on if football should be banned. And there was an interview with Bill Rhoden and Dante Stallsworth in which Rhoden said the reason that football has kind of been overshadowed, at least in the aspect of injuries and how they affect players, is because of it's become so entertainment based that we kind of lose sight of the effects that it has on the players and on the people. And we kind of lose sight of this, and we don't even recognize them as normal people. We just kind of see them as entertainment, and we forget about their lives. So that was a big reason why this is a conversation now. Coming off what Roden said about football being very entertainment based, and we lose sight of the players' lives. We don't do this with our children. We think about them when we consider if they can play football or not. That's what my parents did with me. They didn't want me playing because they didn't want me to get hurt. They didn't want me to potentially get a concussion that would change my life, that would hurt me long term. So when we think about it this way, maybe we should reconsider what we're doing with football right now and how we can change it, or I don't know, maybe ban it. So in fact, in 1905, football nearly was banned. There were 18 deaths resulting from playing the sport, and it almost got banned as a result. The only reason that it didn't was because Theodore Roosevelt, the president at the time, stepped in and said, no, we're not banning football. And the reason for these deaths were a little different, or a lot different. They were from intentional violence on the field, which was very different with Damar Hamlin, which was a total freak accident. So if we were to consider going through with banning football, there would be a few things we'd have to consider first. One would be the economic standpoint. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar company, and also it provides thousands of jobs to a lot of people, not just players. There's the judges, the referees, the coaches, the staff, marketing, all those people that go into the job. And even like television networks would be affected by this, as they bring in millions of dollars just from playing football. Be the social aspect. Like I said earlier in the beginning, football helps bring people together. It's a sport, a lot of people connect over it. And if that were gone, then we wouldn't have that to connect with anymore. And that is something that we could get over with time, and it wouldn't be that bad after a while, but that's another thing to consider. Finally, I would like to bring up freedoms. In America, we do have the freedom to choose what we pursue and what we do. If we take away football, that kind of takes away that choice from the people. So, the people who want to become football players or want to become a football coach or, a referee, then, they lose that opportunity. And we don't want to be taking away that choice from the people. Yeah, these are just a few reasons to consider before we actually go through with this. I personally don't think that we should ban football, but it is something to consider. An article published by the Concussion blog, and it was written by D. Fink, said that he doesn't think that football should be banned. In fact, if we do ban football, we also need to ban sports like hockey and soccer and other things like that, because they also have high injury rates, and that, it wouldn't make sense to only ban football when there are other things that we could do better with too. He believes that as an alternative to banning football, maybe we should look at the younger ages. In general, younger people, specifically children, have higher injury rates than adults do. So this would be something that we should probably look at first because, children are a top priority. And in their developing years, we don't want them to be getting concussions that would alter lives forever. I think this is an interesting idea, and it should probably be considered even higher above pro football. Now, I'm not saying that we only focus on the kids. I mean, we need to try to do better for all age groups. And I do agree that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for really young children to be playing tackle football. Like 8-year-olds don't need to be playing tackle at that point. They can play flag or touch, but we do need to do a lot better when considering football in general. And if we did go along with like restricting young kids from playing, the parents would definitely need to be involved, and just people of America in general. We would have to make sure that that is like the right way to go. Um, Now, when it comes to this, I don't think that it'll really come to that. And also, I don't believe that banning football at this point is the right way to go. When it comes to pro football, we're actually doing a pretty good job at reducing injuries. Last year, according to the NFL, they reduced concussions by 17%, which is huge. But there are still things that we can do better at. At the kids level, of course, we mentioned maybe restricting younger kids from playing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for like 6-year-olds to be playing tackle football. But then at the pro level, there are things like, changing all fields to grass when artificial turf, which about half of the NFL fields use official turf, that actually increases injuries by a significant amount, and also continuing to provide better gear. That will help also protect them a little bit better. So yeah, I don't think football should be banned. It's not the right way to go at this point. Um, but yeah, there are things that we can do, and we're doing a lot of good things right now. We need to keep around the sport, I think, and we can still allow people to do what they love, but also keep them safe at the same time.